Well, good morning. It's that time again. We're here to talk about some stuff. Today's gonna be about music. For those of you who have been watching some of my videos as of late, you've probably noticed me putting some more music in it. And actually, this has kind of been something that I've been doing over, the last, I don't know, especially 6 months or so. Previous to those, one of the issues is how do you get music for your YouTube videos. You don't want to just grab music off iTunes or off any of that kind of stuff because of copyright restrictions. YouTube's gonna take the audio right off your video, or that monetization that you may get is gonna actually end up going to the artist, and that's really a decision between YouTube and the artist, and you kind of don't get to play anything play any part of that. You gotta kind of have to find your own music that you're allowed to use. So how do you do that? There's a couple ways. I thought I'd make a video here to kind of show some of those ways. One of the ways that I started off using was and I'm on a Mac, and I'm sure there's programs like this on a Windows computer as well. One of the biggest ways for me was finding something that allows you to create. Just create. Make your own stuff, create your own music. And I am by no means musically inclined. I don't play an instrument, and I can't play an instrument, and I've accepted that. But, there's programs like GarageBand, for instance, on a Mac, and if you look at GarageBand itself, fairly easy to use. It's really just laying tracks. You get a whole bunch of free loops. You can use these loops to put together to make yourself something sort of interesting. And one of the things that, especially with YouTube, is that we don't need to make something long. Sometimes we just need something short. We need something that's gonna play over top of an intro, or something that's gonna play through this 15 or 20-second portion of our video. You can try to find something that kind of fits that mood, that goes along with the video that you're making. But that takes time. That takes some knowledge of how to use, of course, the computer, and how to use GarageBand or programs like Logic or anything that, again, might be on the platform that you're using. And some of us just don't have that time or knowledge or want or need or have that musical ability to try to compose something. One of the bonuses is that actually on YouTube there are a lot of YouTube creators or areas that you can subscribe to that actually have free music, and one of them actually is YouTube. YouTube actually has its own audio library, so if you do a search for YouTube audio library, you'll get some songs, and some of those songs you don't have to do anything. You just download them and put them in your video. Some of those require you to put the artist and the artist name and all that kind of stuff in the actual description, which is fine. It's valid. I would expect that if someone was using my stuff that I would also want credit, so that's cool. I find a lot of that music is not overly inspiring. It doesn't separate you for the crowd because it's the YouTube audio library. There's two that I've stumbled across that I really like. Number one is one called No Copyright Sound. It really depends on the kind of music that you're looking for. They're really into, techno and dance and dub and hip hop and all that kind of stuff. And if you're into some of that, it's really good, and it can really fit into your music. Again, they allow you to download the song. All they want in return, of course, is that a few things. You like the artist, so you'll go through this little process where you have to like the artist, and that you actually put the artist's information in your video. So again, that they get recognition, they get credit for the music that they have put together for you, and it's played throughout your video, and that's awesome. Now, I went through their area, and because that's not necessarily my type of music, I find it a little difficult to actually find some of the songs that maybe I would like in my videos. There was a couple that I used. They're great. I appreciate those songs. Again, you have to depend on what kind of style you're using. But the one that I've just recently stumbled across, I really like, is actually called just YouTubers music. So, and I'll put links in the bottom for these if you guys want to go check them out. And of course, this is the one that I've been using for the last, especially just the last, I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks. I found just tons of music on there that I really like. And one of the bonuses for them, which I appreciate, is that they make the downloading phase fairly easy. Once you download the music, if you really look at the screen here, there's an area that you can use to download what they want as the credit information. So basically, you download this text file, you copy the credit information, and you paste it in your YouTube description. It can't be any easier than that. Now you have to watch, because some of the songs on there that I've stumbled across, they do fire you to a different area and they want you to pay a membership, but there's a ton of music on there that you don't have to do that. I've only actually stumbled on 1 or 2 that required that. Everything else, nothing. Good to go. This so far is my favorite one, and I'm gonna use this one probably quite heavily for the next while. And I think it's increasing. So, you know, every once in a while you'll see new songs pop up. You know, all you have to do is give credit. If somebody were to use your video, you'd want credit too. There's a couple options for you guys for putting music behind your videos. And going back to GarageBand for a minute, those are great areas to look at things for like sound effects, being able to add stuff to your video that you don't have to go searching around the internet for. These are in your computer, if you have a Mac or Windows. I'm sure they have something, but they're in your computer already. Utilize them. Add some flair to your video. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Music's a big part of making your video that much more awesome. What can I say? I'm learning just like you guys are. Whenever I stumble on something that I think is cool, I'm gonna let you guys know about it. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll talk to you all later. Have a good one.